Next on Paranormal, Caught on Camera.
Whoa!
Close Encounters.
I don't know of anything that could manipulate a craft in that manner.
Motel Apparitions.
Oh, crap. I was terrified. And I kept thinking if I rush for the door, it's going to attack me.
The Sky on Fire.
You would assume if you were there and you saw this that it was the apocalypse.
A ghost versus a security guard.
You're scared of what you don't understand.
The Earth cries out.
It's starting to freak me out a bit.
It sounds like the world is just like breaking apart.
And even more paranormal footage you have to see to believe. Every day, countless videos hit the internet from around the globe from people who believe they have witnessed something paranormal. And as more and more cameras are pointed at the world around us, it is becoming clear there may be something else out there. Seedy, Texas hotel rooms have their reputation for a reason. They've seen some stuff, usually bad stuff. And sometimes the leftover energy from all that bad stuff will linger around long after the walls and carpets were scrubbed down. Just ask Frank Ramirez, a Texas businessman forced to travel twice a week for work, whose wildest expectations could never have prepared him for what he experienced one particular evening.
I decided to turn on my camera because there's something really scary going on in here right now. My name is Frank Ramirez. I'm from Corpus Christi, Texas. The man you see in the video is me. One of those cups right there fell off onto the floor down in here. That phone fell off its cradle, and I have no idea why.
There's a lot of mental energy that's going on in a hotel. You could have a person that's going there to have a romantic evening with their partner or a mistress, somebody going there to kill themselves. It's a private space to do things so people don't judge you in those spaces.
You never know who was there before you. You never know who's there after you, and you never know what will be attracted by that energy.
Ghosts love to haunt hotels because, let's be honest, horrible things happen in hotel rooms. Just ask any cleaning person in the entire world what they've seen when they enter a hotel room, and they'll tell you it's ghastly.
Something particularly ghastly must have happened in this room, because there was all kinds of strange energy getting Frank's attention.
I can't figure out what's going on, and it's happened a couple times already. And I don't know. Oh, crap.
When things fly around a room, it's really not a safe place to be in.
And I don't know. Oh, crap.
A poltergeist can get really dangerous if they start moving things at you. Who's to say that it can't, like, just be thrown off of the shelf right on his face?
That's crazy. For the past 8 years, I had been going and staying in that same hotel. When I first got into the room, I looked at the phone, and the phone was off the cradle. So I put the cradle back on, turned around, and then popped off again. I was looking right at it, and I didn't want to believe what I just saw. So I started recording.
Just as, we're leaving physical bits of ourselves anywhere we go, we're also leaving behind that emotional energy. Now, hotels and motels, what's so emotional about that? Well, anytime you go to one, something is happening that is outside of the box of your everyday routine, and that can leave behind that emotional echo.
It's really, really freaky. Oh my goodness.
Who knows? Maybe something went down in that motel room that it was trying to communicate and just didn't have the communicative skills to pull that off. So all it could do was manifest in the movement of things.
That towel had just fallen off from there to there. Now it's over here. I tell you guys, this stuff is really freaking me out. Cool. Can you move the phone again? Okay. Oh. I was terrified. And I kept thinking if I rush for the door, it's going to attack me. So I just casually walked out. I stayed in that same hotel that night, but in a different room. I didn't sleep all night, but I stayed there.
Activity just does not happen for no reason at all. We have to look for a cause first. We need to pinpoint a time and an incident in history that could account for the onset of paranormal activity.
Turns out, one especially evil incident that occurred in this room may be stirring up all that activity.
A few days after the video went viral, a family from Harlingen, Texas, reached out to me. Turned out that their daughter had been murdered in that room on July 12, 1989. They never found the murderer. I have not been back to that room since I shot that video. I just don't want to go back there. Oh, crap.
For those in search of a spiritual awakening, there are certain religious landmarks that attract people from around the world. But according to some, people aren't all they attract.
What the
Take the case of Eligail Gedalyevich, an Israeli man who in 2011 noticed something strange hovering in the night sky over the Dome of the Rock, a centuries-old Islamic shrine in Jerusalem. Keep an eye on the seemingly innocuous light that lowers towards the Dome of the Rock and then hovers.
Whoa!
The light shot up into the otherwise barren night sky and disappeared, leaving in its wake a series of dim, blinking red lights that flash a pattern suggesting they emanate from one single massive aircraft.
It disappeared in the sky. I can't tell if it's a solid UFO or a ball of light, but it's definitely something else.
Whoa!
I don't know of anything that could manipulate a craft in that manner.
It mirrors what people often see in the sky, which is lights that move erratically and also at high speed, especially moving up or down at high speed and leaving at high speed.
But why was this thing particularly attracted to this holy site?
There are many instances of unusual aerial activity around sacred sites. In the 1960s, for example, there was a famous wave of sightings in Zaytun, Egypt. They were called the Marian apparitions because visions of the Virgin Mary appeared over a Coptic church. The pilgrims who go to Medjugorje have for years reported mystery lights in the sky.
And there's no greater example of a place that epitomizes a higher power than the Dome of the Rock, at least to Gedalyevich himself.
The Dome of the Rock is the most sensitive place, I think, on Earth.
His reverence is not misplaced. The Dome of the Rock is the oldest existing Islamic monument in the world and is equally sacred to both Jews and Muslims. Jewish tradition names the dome as the spot where Abraham brought his son Isaac to be sacrificed. And some Muslim scholars believe the dome is the site where Muhammad ascended to heaven.
When you go to a place of religious significance, already your mind is thinking of things that are greater than you, things that are beyond you, things that are unseen, and things that you have to have faith to come to.
Whoa!
I wanted to believe, and I assumed that possibly there is extraterrestrial life. But from my experience, now I'm sure.
What is it about religious sites that may attract this kind of activity? Do we put our temples and our pilgrimage sites in places where we know there's an intense energy, where perhaps the veils between dimensions are thinnest? One of the wild cards in all of these experiences is human consciousness. We simply do not know enough about the projection of our consciousness into the environment, which carries an emotional energy. So are we contributing to the phenomena and participating by being emotionally engaged in certain locations? It makes for a very interesting mix about what's really going on.
Whoa!
Coming up, ghostly encounters on the job.
Y'all see that? Y'all saw that, right?
Over the course of a lifetime, most people will never have the privilege, or perhaps the curse, of even one first-hand encounter with something paranormal. That's what makes the case of Jay Brown, a Chicago man who has had multiple encounters with the same spirit, so extraordinary. It began during one particular night shift at his job as a security guard at an elderly care facility.
Hello, my name is Jay Brown. I've been doing security for about over 4 years now.
Keep your eye on the carpet in front of the desk.
It's crazy, like when I saw it that close to me for the first time, I was like, no.
Watch again in slow motion as a spirit seems to glide across the entryway rug of the facility in full view of the front desk. Not quite believing his own eyes, Jay rewatched the security camera footage of the experience to confirm what he thinks he had just seen, and provided some colorful commentary.
Look at I saw that. I saw that. See, I saw that. And then it disappeared over there by the desk. And I'm like, okay. So I looked at the camera. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna calm down.
So seldomly do you see a genuine human reaction in a video of this type, especially when it's security footage. The interesting thing about it is that he doesn't catch it upon review. He sees it in the moment.
I saw it through the CCTV cameras and from when I saw it with my own eyes. I felt like, okay, this is very interesting. So I wanted to tell the camera, y'all see that? Y'all saw that, right? I'm telling CHA, did y'all see that?
Amazingly, that wasn't Jay's last ghostly encounter, not by a long shot. A few short days later, he saw the ghost again and reacted accordingly.
Decided to show itself again. See it? See it? It's faint though. I looked at it like, okay. I'm like, okay. So I hesitated, so I just do something because I didn't know what to do.
The movement is repeated, and that is something that's been documented by paranormal people over the years. One of the theories being that they're repeating an action that they performed in life. It's almost as if that spirit is caught in an endless tape loop in time.
See, I'm over there just talking now, like, why is it always me and stuff? So I'm like, you know what, let me just pray on it. I prayed to God, like, I don't know who it is or what it is, but leave me alone.
But by the time the ghost rolled around a third time, Jay had decided to make peace with its presence.
I saw it again this time. Watch. It comes from, see, there you go. I'm looking dead at it. When it came from outside, I waved at it. I wanted to see if it was gonna stop, but it just kept going. So I was just curious at that time.
You're scared of what you don't understand. He sees it, what is it, what's going on? Sees it again, throws something at him, a little afraid, and then acceptance.
That's a positive thing that I want to highlight in the paranormal, because a lot of people tend to fear phenomena and not embrace it and try to interact with it. This guy, I would totally put him on my team.
You know, I ain't really getting scared now. I guess it's too cold outside, and he was like, it.
I have interviewed people who have left their jobs because they keep seeing something, especially something that occurs in the same place over and over again, and it spooks them. Other people make their peace with it.
It's probably just passing by, just mind his own business or whatnot, and they ain't did nothing harmful, no possession, no none of that. If it comes to that and start throwing stuff, I might just leave, so.
If I'm his boss, I'm giving the dude a raise. Security guard of the year. Person shall not pass, nor shall ghost.
In the heart of Russia, along the unspoiled wooded highways in the Sverdlovsk region, a mystifying event was captured by several motorists one night in November of 2014 that soon baffled people the world over. For the usually steely locals of this mining region, what they saw in the skies that night shook even the most hardened Russian. This driver, like many of those on the roads of Russia, had a dashboard camera running, but it picked up something even more eye-opening than any highway accident.
This explosion that just illuminated everything. You would assume if you were there and you saw this that it was the apocalypse and something was happening, something big, something biblical almost.
If I had been riding in my car and captured this, my immediate reaction would be fear. What's going on? Is something on fire? Is something going to rain down out of the sky? Are there going to be any more explosions?
Yeah, of course they saw this weird, crazy light in the sky. It's Russia.
Russia is no stranger to events like this. The blast brought back similar feelings to a famous earth-shattering explosion in 1908.
The first feeling I get, of course, is, since it's in Russia, is the Tunguska blast, which is a historically documented episode in which a meteorite hit Siberia and knocked down trees for miles.
Almost 800 square miles, to be exact, with a force of power 1,000 times greater than the Hiroshima atomic bomb. However, there is zero evidence that this explosion was related to a meteor, and added to the mystery is another angle of the same event from a different driver.
I think it may be a ground explosion by the way the clouds light up. They light up like something coming from underneath them that spreads throughout the sky.
Experts could not agree on an explanation for this footage, and whether the explosion originated from the air or the ground. Many speculated that it was caused by something out of this world.
Are we to assume that this is a UFO taking off? Is this a UFO landing? Did they lose 3 days of their life and woke up with, you know, like, I don't know, an implant in their arm? These are the things I have questions about.
What was it? Was it the UFO? Was it a test? Was it something hitting the atmosphere? I know there's not a lot of information coming out of that country for us to easily go through, but it seems to deepen the mystery of why these things are happening in Russia.
I think this video is the most frightening because it looks to me like the Russians are testing nukes, which is something that keeps me up all night long.
The Russian government denied any knowledge of weapons tests in the area or other possible causes for this explosion, which naturally only made people more suspicious. Many thought the Kremlin knew more than they were letting on.
Sometimes things are denied in the face of actual events, just simply because it's something that needs to be kept under wraps.
I feel that if they wanted to just calm the public, they would say, oh yeah, something hit the atmosphere. It was a satellite that was coming down that burned up. It would be very easy to calm us that way. But the fact that they're not forthcoming with that makes me think they don't know and they don't want to tell us, what did we capture?
No matter what caused this mysterious event, if it happens again, hopefully those Russian dash cams keep on recording. Coming up, The board that is no game.
Oh my God!
Board games have been played in living rooms everywhere for decades. And most of the time, they're fun for the whole family. Most of the time. Because there is one board game that allegedly has the power to contact the dead. The Ouija board. Ouija boards, sometimes called talking boards or spirit boards, have a rich history in America.
Ouija boards really became popular in this country in the late 1800s during the whole spiritualist movement, where people were trying to communicate with the dead because so many people had lost relatives during the Civil War.
Soldiers were dying in the war, children were dying of diseases that hadn't been cured yet, women were dying during childbirth, death was everywhere. And spiritualism offered a way for people to feel comforted by the fact that they could still communicate with loved ones.
So you'll have a board and it has letters, numbers, and yes and no. And this is to allow spirit to point to whatever it wants to by using a planchette.
Baltimore attorney Elijah Bond finally patented the idea in 1890, eventually commemorating the event, fittingly enough, on his final resting place. Today, Ouija continues to be played around the world as something of a parlor game.
It's a device that gets misused quite a bit. Kids like to use it for a thrill factor. They almost hope that something creepy will come through because they want a good scare. But the Ouija board is not a toy. It's a legitimate tool for opening the door to the spirit realm.
There are more opportunities than ever to discern the true power of these boards, thanks to more and more people filming their experiences. Back in 2012, this video of some adults trying their hand at contacting the other side hit the internet.
Are you here?
The danger comes from you don't know who you're talking to. It's like answering the phone and giving someone your credit card number. You have to be very guarded.
What's your name? Fear.
It's not the Ouija board that's the tool, it's the person that's the tool. And then you could start channeling information and it helps you psychically spell out what information you're receiving.
What are you? What do you want? Are you okay?
Stunned by the shaking of the house, the women didn't want to mess with whatever they had summoned any further.
I told you that stuff's real. You can't play with that. I have no idea.
When you open the doorway to the spirit realm, there are all kinds of things out there that will stand in that doorway and want to communicate with you, and some may be benign and others may not.
The girls in this video certainly found something that wasn't benign, in the slightest.
Are you okay? Oh my God!
I have seen many cases that erupt into truly paranormal disasters with poltergeist phenomena, bad dreams, people start to feel watched because something came through that doorway and was able to latch on.
Do you need water? You want some water? Guys, can we get some water, please?
Using a Ouija board, if you're not ready to have those experiences, can be very shocking when you realize that it can definitely open something in yourself.
Even with all these cautionary tales out on the internet, people can't help but keep messing with the Ouija boards. These YouTubers took one to the Daring Woods, a supposedly haunted forest near Pluckley, England.
When I'm panning my camera around, my face recognition keeps spotting things. Faces where there's no faces.
but they may have regretted contacting the spirits who reside there.
Who's doing that?
That's not me, I swear on my life.
No, not me. What the f?
You?
Are you? Oh God, what are you doing?
No.
Goodbye.
Yep, goodbye.
What the hell?
I personally used to be terrified of Ouija boards. I used to think that just touching one, looking at one, being in the room with one was awful.
Can somebody take it?
What? Oh, you scared the out of me.
But the more I learned about them, the more I understood it's just another tool to interact with the spirit world.
In order to use a Ouija board, you have to believe. If you believe it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Regardless of what you personally believe, the legend of the Ouija shows no signs of slowing down. Coming up, the earth cries out.
Been hearing some strange noises. I'm starting to freak me out a bit.
A strange new phenomenon is being captured by everyday people across the globe that has paranormal experts stumped and others worried about a pending apocalypse. From Western Canada to the gray skies of England to Southeast Asia and beyond, the sounds of something sinister is rattling eardrums and raising hairs. In 2013, Kimberly, a young mother in Terrace, British Columbia, was woken up early one August morning to these shocking sounds filling the sky outside her house.
It sounds like the world is just like breaking apart. It just sounds like something is going on that isn't right.
The sounds are terrifying. It sounds like the sounds that you hear in a scary movie. It reminded me of a War of the Worlds when those creatures came.
The noises continued to ring out for several minutes, and residents all over Terrace reported hearing the same deafening sound. But no concrete explanation for this bizarre phenomenon could be found, even when they were caught again in the same town by Kimberly almost 2 years later.
Now, if this happened in a very populated city, I feel like people would ignore it. When it happens in a more suburban area, this causes people to stop and pay attention and say, what's going on?
People started to notice similarities in the sounds from Canada to the ones in this video, heard in the UK by Bristol resident Stephen Burden in 2016.
So, I've been hearing some strange noises outside now for a bit. I'll open the window to show you. Listen.
I couldn't imagine how I would deal with this. The ominous feeling that you get watching the video, I can only imagine how amplified that would be in real life.
Hi, I'm Stephen Burden. I filmed the strange noise. I was intrigued and also a little bit alarmed because I've never heard anything like it before. There was a part of me, a split second, I kind of thought, is this the end?
It's been happening every kind of 10 minutes, half an hour. But there it is again. I don't know what it is, but it's starting to freak me out a bit. I've heard about these noises from other places, but never thought I'd hear it in Bristol.
So there was a few videos on YouTube I seem to remember watching with kind of strange noises in the sky, and I thought, oh, maybe I've captured one as well. I spoke to my wife, I spoke to friends of mine, and they've never heard it before. I've not heard it since. So very, very strange. Very strange.
Residents of Glens Falls, New York were equally freaked out by such sounds as far back as 2011, as evidenced by this video posted by a local man.
Sounds like the atmosphere is being ripped apart by a jet, but there's no jets. Now, I am not making up. Randy is right there, my neighbor. He's hearing it too.
Well, you know, the odd phenomena is, like, not only this video, but there are dozens of videos of these sounds from all over the world.
Videos have been posted from as far away as Singapore in 2016. And the Philippines in 2015.
Nobody can actually figure out where these sounds are coming from.
That hasn't stopped people on the internet from speculating as to their origin.
Some people suggest that it may be the government doing weather experiments, bouncing different waves of energy on different levels of the atmosphere. Other people claim that it's coming from the ground, that there's some activity underground that's causing this sound.
You hear a lot of conspiracy theories, and you hear a lot of things about the end of the world and the second coming and all that kind of thing.
Is the apocalypse coming? Is this the final warning? Is someone going to descend from the heavens and end up eradicating the entire human race? You just don't know when you hear sounds like this. But it is definitely something I don't want to hear when I open up my window.
Coming up, a Sasquatch in the snow.
There's this little black dot walking in the middle of nowhere.
Imagine you and a friend are hiking in the windswept hills of British Columbia, enjoying the scenic views and the fresh mountain air, when suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you see something in the distant snow that sends a shiver up your spine that has nothing to do with the frigid temperature.
We're on top of Tricuni Peak, and pretty sure there's just Sasquatch down there.
A 2-hour drive due north from Vancouver, Triconi Peak is an unsurprising location for any potential Sasquatch sighting, given the legendary and elusive cryptid's longtime association with the Pacific Northwest.
For the most part, many of the Bigfoot legends or Sasquatch or ape man legends, a lot of them are in colder regions where there's a lot of snow.
Even still, most winter adventurers don't expect to just run into a possible Sasquatch, not to mention film it.
My name is Miles, and I'm the one that shot the video. I go hiking and backpacking quite regularly, and my buddy and I had made our way to the summit, and we sat down to have lunch, and then as we were eating, I just noticed a bipedal person or whatever it was walking in the snow below us. There's this little black dot walking in the middle of the snow, in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it was clearly not an animal. I've seen countless bears in the wild, and it was definitely not a bear. It was just an all-black figure with no backpack, no snowshoes, no gear that was detectable by eye. So, I mean, it's rather odd that people would go in the bush with nothing, especially where we were. Given the time of year, you know, there's crevasses if you're walking on glaciers like that, and there was no rope, there was no ice axe. So, if it was a person, they were incredibly ill-prepared.
The color seems uniform. It seems to be a brownish, blackish color. I just don't see a hiker being in that situation wearing clothing of that color. And it makes me think maybe we're seeing a Sasquatch.
Despite the distance, the creature's monumental size was obvious to both Miles and his hiking partner.
It's huge. That is pretty big.
The commonly known characteristics of a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch are large, 7 feet tall or larger, hairy, slumped over, large forehead, something that would seem simian, but maybe human-like.
Just to give you an idea where we are right now. Middle of nowhere.
There's no campsite around, there's no houses around. I don't know, it seems to me plausible that this is indeed a really, really cold Sasquatch.
If that was a human, why would you walk up that ridge or that snow line? Why would you not just go straight down?
It wasn't until we started to think about the direction that this person or thing was going and the speed that it was covering of the ground that we started to question if it was just a person, because it certainly was covering ground faster than we were.
The thing that really caught me off guard was the speed at which the creature seemed to move through that deep snow. It's really tough going, but this creature seemed to have no problem.
But I mean, he's hiking through snow like it's his job.
Now, they're hikers. They know he shouldn't be moving that fast. But maybe a Bigfoot that is used to the terrain, that is designed for such areas, would move faster.
And where the hell is he going? I mean, there's nowhere to go that way.
They do live in very isolated, remote, desolate locations, and that's largely to their advantage and perhaps why we've never been able to capture one.
Initially, it was a bit of a joke, just suggesting, you saw a Sasquatch, right? And then as we started to film, I think the route the thing was going, the direction it was taking, the speed it was covering ground, it just started to seem more and more odd.
This guy's just scampering up snow lines like it's no big deal. Dude, that's bizarre.
For his part, Miles remains skeptical that what he saw that day was unequivocally an actual Sasquatch.
I've never said it couldn't be a human. I've just claimed that it is what it is. I've never claimed it to be anything other than it's not. And I let people make their own assumptions. I've just suggested that it's not a bear and it's not an observation that I have seen with other humans in that landscape with no gear, no backpacks, no other equipment.
Still, the question remains.
Had I seen a backpack on this thing, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
This guy's just scampering up snow lines like it's no big deal. Dude, that's bizarre.
Coming up. Multiplying UFOs over Massachusetts.
What are these things?
Unidentified flying objects aren't something you come across every day.
There's another one over there.
This guy was impressively calm when he looked up to find a mysteriously bright light in the sky in 2015.
There's the UFO.
He wasn't the only one who spotted a glowing orb hovering over western Massachusetts. This one was out and about in broad daylight. The New England area is no stranger to this kind of activity. In fact, the first recorded UFO sighting in the United States occurred in Massachusetts in 1639, near Boston, when 3 boatmen saw a great light darting back and forth through the sky for several hours. One town even has a monument dedicated to a UFO sighting in 1969, where 40 people all reported seeing the same unexplained lights. 46 years later, enough people were carrying around cameras to provide this proof of similar objects over the Bay State. But here's where it got interesting. Out of nowhere, the orbs began to multiply. And this didn't happen just once. Watch the orb closely.
What are these things?
The objects appeared to be moving independently of each other. This split would be too crazy to believe without video proof.
What is that? I don't know. There's another one over there. Right there.
This UFO breaks apart. It's actually kind of common in UFO sightings, which makes it pretty well solidified as a UFO, because what the heck is it? If it's not aliens from another planet, is the military working on some spacecraft that can do that? That's equally horrifying to me.
The video does represent what eyewitnesses say in other accounts. And they witness this light separate into smaller lights and move around at unusual angles at unusual speeds, and then sometimes even recombine. There have been speculations that these are not hard mechanical craft, but some sort of energy form, which could certainly be better explanations for some of their unusual activity in the sky.
Viewers of this footage online report witnessing similar lights over towns in the area. But where do they come from? Military testing is a common explanation for any sort of unknown sky activity. Could this possibly have been some sort of man-made aircraft?
Of course, my first instinct, it's a military experiment. But when you see these things in public areas, in high population areas, it makes me think, well, the military wouldn't do a test out there. They would do it out in the middle of the desert or in a low population area. So it makes me question my skepticism.
Oh. It's obviously not a star, it's not a planet. It doesn't appear to be an aircraft. Certainly no aircraft that I'm familiar with.
Whether the orbs originated on Earth or have extraterrestrial origins is anyone's guess.
Unidentified flying object. It just means that there's something in the sky that I don't know what it is, but I feel like someone knows what it is. And even if I'm not aware of the explanation, or maybe if it's not something for public consumption, someone has to know what that is.
Either there's some technology out there that exists that we are not privy to, or the other explanation is obviously that these things are not of this earth. It is definitely something way out of the ordinary.
No, there's another one over there. What are these things?
If you witness something paranormal, here are some tips to get it all on camera. Keep a safe distance. Keep the strange activity in frame.
Whoa!
Trust your instincts that what you're seeing really is paranormal.
Oh, crap.
And if you do catch something, email us at submitparanormal@gmail.com. And your footage may be used right here on Paranormal, Caught on Camera.